Yo, what's good, y'all? You dub back here again, here in 2019. Let's get it. Older boy, he has a way that makes us want to talk about things when he want to. Part two. So let's talk about the Rox Pirates. Now, the first time it came from Dark King, aka Abdul Uga, still in the other video. This time, my man, my dog, my homie, Fire Angel Chris, and I were having a discussion about rocks, because and he's like, yeah, I saw your video, and he didn't agree because once again we saw the whole my crew, both Big Ma'am, Charlotte Lin, and Hundred Beast Kaido were supposedly a part of the same crew. We have had neither of those two confirm this. There's just been hints by people, right? Just been hints. I don't take that, but with a grain of salt, I still don't buy it. And this is one of the things I said is that Oda is the master. He's a master of misdirection. Playing games, man. He loves to play games. Right now, he's giving us a puzzle with not many pieces that don't seem to fit. All right, Chris agreed with that one. I still don't hold that it's crew. See, crew in One Piece, just like pirate, is a very liberal, very, very loose liberal uh, term that's used and thrown around. What is a crew in One Piece? Because, dude, like you have crews with one ship, but you also have fleets that are still considered on the same pirate crew. So it's very questionable. Now, I said that, there is the potential that it still means an alliance. There's also the potential, number two, that it comes under a grand fleet. Now we've seen this with the Golden Lion Pirates, Shiki's crew. Okay, we've seen this with all the Yonko crews except for the Red Hair Pirates, meaning the Whitebeard Pirates under Newgate had, I always forget, it's either 14 or 16 divisions. All right, and we're not even including their allies. You look at the Big Mom Pirates. Again, all these fleets under, led by like 80 kids, right? Then you have the Beast Pirates with all these fleets, got the Calamities and such, right? Then you look even at the Straw Hat Grand Fleet with 7 subservient crews under Luffy, and we're not including his allies like the Heart Pirates, right? So we see all of this. As well as the third potential is that it's an organization, right? Like Baroque Works, we've seen this. Technically, that Sir Crocodile's crew was Baroque Works, but they weren't an organization; they were a syndicate. So, take that for what it's worth. We don't even know if Rox refers to the pirate captain. We don't know if it, or simply that it refers to the organization itself, the crew itself. We don't know if the captain was Rox or not. Keep that word for what it's worth. But so from what it's indicating though, is you had the heavy hitters. Now, there's a lot to say about rocks, because you'll see the title on this, you'll be like, what the hell? I've been wondering about the era before Roger, and I mentioned that in that last video, right? And I've been wondering if there's like the pirate king before the pirate king. That's what I call calling, for lack of a better term, rocks, right? The captain, right? Now, here's the thing. From what is being indicated, Newgate was a part of that crew. Lin, part of it. Kaido, a part of it. Shaki, a part of it. The mom of Midget Whitebeard, a part of it. All these old timers. Now, we don't know about Roger and Rayleigh's affiliation, right? But it seemed that that crew ran things. Now, it's interesting, all right, that Roger was known. Goldie Roger became known as the Pirate King, even though, and he supposedly conquered the seas, but no, he really didn't. He had a rival in Golden Lion Shiki, he had a rival in Whitebeard Edward Newgate. He had a rival in Big Ma'am, Charlotte Linlin. Kaido was on the rise, right? He had all these old timers. You had guys like Don Chinchao back in the day, right? You had all these legends roaming these seas. It was a war. That was an era of war. But Roger, for some reason, is acknowledged as the Pirate King, came out on top, even though Whitebeard was right at the crown, even though he escaped from Linlin, and we see these things, and it's like, something's not adding up. Everybody's talking about Raph telling us. Oda's making this a lot more complicated than it initially perceived, and that's his style of writing. There's a lot more questions that need to be addressed and need to be asked. Now, Chris asked me about about the whole Shichibukai and Yonko. From what we know, there were no Yonko and Shichibukai before the era after Roger. Roger's era ends. We see the rise of the Yonko. Of course, we see Newgate take its place, and we see Lin Lin, Kaido, and Shanks come up, right? And they rule the New World and establish the Order of the Yonko. We see the Shichibukai, the first three Shichibukai, Gecko Moria, Sir Crocodile, and Hawkeyes, all of that age range, right? And then you can say Joker followed shortly after. Uh, then let's see what we have. Kuma, Bo Hancock later. I'm missing one. Let's see. Hawkeyes, Kuma, Joker, Gekkomore. Oh, Jinbei. Jinbei was probably the fifth. Then Kuma, then Bo Hancock. So it probably went Gecko Moria, Sir Crocodile, Hawkeyes, uh, Joker, Doflamingo, Jinbei, Kuma, and Boa Hancock. That's probably how the Shichibukai formed. From all the evidence we had, they didn't start till the Great Pirate era. Okay, both of these organizations. So we see how these things have been built up, and less warring era. So it makes one ponder. And you look at Luffy. Luffy's doing it differently from Roger, but he's also doing it because of his era. Now, you can say each of these Pirate Kings were products of their era. Well, then when you look at, Luffy's era where there's a hell of a lot of competition and he's inadvertently built a fleet. He's made all these allies. People like, oh, Luffy, all the allies. And Hawkeye said the most dangerous power on the sea is these allies. Now, the power to make, foes and foes and friends and allies, right? Keep that in mind. Roger didn't really do that, right? But he had all this competition in war. Okay, all these powerful people no longer in a consolidated power, and so that would mean that there was a pirate king before the pirate king. But why wasn't he acknowledged as the pirate king? Or was it that he ran the world with such an iron fist and all the power consolidated in the pirate world that the world government did not want to acknowledge this threat? Because think about it like this, okay? Three things to think about when it comes to this Rox dude, right? One, someone who has the consolidated power of the pirate world, and we see how powerful Lin Lin, Kaido, Roger, and Rayleigh, if they were associated with, which is a possibility. And Newgate, I'm just gonna stay, Newgate, Kaido, and Lin Lin were all part of Rox. Let's say they all are part of the Rox organization. Each of them became future Yonko. Now, they may have not been at the pinnacle of their power, but think about that. When you have an organization that has this level of people, look at the Roger Pirates. You had Dark King Silver's Rayleigh, Scopper Gabon. You have what it seemed Douglas Bullet, which we about to get in Stampede, the movie coming out. You have Shanks, Buggy. Now, you might not want to throw respect on Buggy name, but you had fucking Dark King Silver's Rayleigh, Roger, two confirmed Conqueror's hockey user. Shanks became a confirmed Conqueror's hockey user, excuse me, as well as a future Yonko. Douglas Bullet is about to be a monster in this movie. Buggy, regardless of what you say, became a Shichibukai. You see that? You had out of the Roger Pirates, and we don't know what else. Crocus is chilling. The Roger Pirates was filled with monsters. And so, this former, I'm going to keep calling him the Pirate King before the Pirate King, the uncrowned king, if you will, on some Kuroko no Basket style. Shout out to my Kuroko no Basket fans, because y'all know the truth. Uncrowned king. the uncrowned king. So you didn't want to acknowledge him. Secondly, it's possible that the Rox Pirates, because the power was so consolidated, which is evidence because Garp himself, just like Borsellino, both of them are fact speakers. They don't lie. Regardless of what you view, I don't rocks with Garp. But I take his word to the bank when it comes to this. This dude said, bro, if they consolidate a power game, like, we can't step to them. There's nothing we Marines can do. The entire pirate world was consolidated pretty much unto rocks. On some Don above all Dons. If you ever played the Godfather of the game, there was at the end of the game, you take out, you reign over New York, right? You take out pretty much all the 5 families. You become the Don of Dons, okay? You become the Emperor, the soul, okay? You look at it, and this is what happens when you have a powerful king, but, the structure isn't there remaining. If you lose that kind of influence, now the world government probably wasn't afraid because the pirate world, they probably could have worked with this Rox dude. Yeah, he was a pirate, but he kept everything at bay. Look at the Yonko. Look at the Yonko. They keep the Yonko and the Shichibukai because they want the balance of power. Rox allowed the balance of power. His influence gone. Boom. The whole pirate world goes to chaos. You see that they like that the Yonko chilled the hell out and weren't battling with each other. They're like, we like that. We don't want the pirate world to act crazy. Y'all can do y'all piracy, but y'all gotta chill the hell out. Okay? They didn't like Roger's announcement. You have to think. The world government probably didn't even perceive Rox as a threat like that. Garp got his name for going against them as the hero. But we hear nothing about the... Now, there's not that many people alive, and yes, it's here in the New World, but it's only 40 years ago. That's not that long ago. Dude, that's not... Like, think of our world, right? 40 years ago, we are in 2019, right? That's 1979, y'all. That's not that long ago. And in the One Piece world, now we only just hearing about these Rox dudes. Nobody has mentioned this. Now you can say Oda's doing that just for story writing. He didn't want to reveal, but it's something to be said. Why the hell has nobody? We had Shaki briefly mention, "Oh, I was a pirate 40 years ago." We have Garp now, like, "Oh, it's interesting that you've heard about that young lady." No old timers are talking about this yet. This era. It almost sounds like it was a glorious era. Consolidated power does that. So what happens? The world goes, everybody's trying to go for the crown, just like in the new era. Now with Newgate out the way, now with the Yonko, for everybody wants to come for the crown in this new era, right? Luffy, the era of the worst generation. You see these cats coming from the throne. Every time you take out a major figure, that's what happens. On some real mob status, on some real gang status, when you take out the OGs, the double OGs, the triple OGs, you take out a Don, bro. Unless you have, or even on some governmental status, if you assassinate a president, prime minister, or any a king or such, and you don't fill the power vacuum, chaos occurs. That's just the nature of the beast. Because you have people clamoring for power. That's how it always works. It doesn't matter what kind of organization you're in. You can be in a church. You can be in a social club. You can be, whatever the case may be. Power vacuums affect things. And the third thing, besides the consolidation of power and the perceived threat level to it, you look at it as how powerful, possibly the most powerful being in the One Piece world. Now, like I said, I give credit to others. Now I know Joy Boy and plenty are starting to talk about Rox, right? You've had King of Lightning, plenty have talked about him. And I'm kind of in agreement. Dude, the most powerful. Roger Even though you might give him the edge, he wasn't significantly above Newgate. He wasn't significantly above Lin Lin, above Shiki, above Rayleigh, above these cats, right? Above Kong, Sengoku, Garp. I think he had a decent edge, but it wasn't Miles, the most powerful person, the most powerful pirate. We've heard about this lurking legend, and it's like Kaido doesn't make sense. We've heard about this. Someone whose observation and armaments haki, someone whose conquest haki was so great. No one was really trying to step to this man. And it would have had to been something like that. Because, come on, bro. It made no sense. One of the reasons I was so hesitant on, what the hell, Lin Lin and Kaido on the crew of somebody else? Newgate, I can kind of ish see. He's about family and just chilling. Maybe he didn't want to. But come on, bro. 3 future Yonko. The world's strongest man, the world's strongest creature, and the baddest woman on the planet. on some Ronda Rousey them kind of status when it come to Lin Lin. We see what absolute monsters amongst absolute monsters these Yonko were and are. And you trying to tell me they're all supposed to be on the same crew? Is it underserving? Or subordinates to their... Come on, bro. How? That mean the captain in One Piece pirate logic. Our King Silver's Rayleigh. Roger. Come on, Roger has to be that dude. Come on now. Period. Shanks was a cabin boy, but still, Roger had to be that dude. What has been said about Zoro? And I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. What has been said about Zoro, right? They're like, bro, you can easily be a captain. Like, why aren't you like the man you must be serving? They know Luffy's the real deal and Holyfield out here with that. And so the same case must be said about Rox, the strongest pirate ever. And I don't know when Luffy gonna fight him. He's gonna have to fight him. Now the question is, where the hell was Rox been and why'd he go away? Now it would be crazy if the strongest pirate was somehow impaled down and escape. Which Oda still needs to do stuff with him, impel down prisoners. But maybe we'll see that more with the Blackbeard pirates. That may make a hell of a lot of sense. And that we need to see more of the bounty hunters and stuff. But where has Rox been? It's like he fell off the world. What happened to cause the Rox pirate? Was there treachery? Was there betrayal on some Brundy world status? We don't know. We don't know. Was it like a pirate alliance? Because remember, Nico Robin said that you can't trust pirate alliance. And even was it Orochi in this recent chapter that says you can't really trust pirates? Or was it... Oh, no, it was Fukuro Kujo, I believe so. It was Mr. Baldy. I believe he said you can't trust pirates. So we hear this. So was it that the pirate was in mutiny? We need to know about this Rox, bro, because all these indications, bro. But you can say, well, after Kaido and after that... Dude, folk, I keep trying to tell y'all, Blackbeard, Teach is not the final antagonist, bro. And we think it's just going to be a battle between him and Teach. For all we know, Teach was the misdirection the whole time. For all we know, Luffy, I know we got Emu, we got all that. But maybe that's Dragon's final opponent. If Dragon survives now. The revolutionaries. We look at the Marines. I still say you need to take down Sakazuki. But at the end of the day, when this all goes down, maybe after Emu. Either before or after. I don't know. Depends on how Oda want to take this story. Either after One Piece, before One Piece. I don't know. Rox might be Luffy's biggest adversary ever. Luffy might damn near die to this dude. Because that dude is that much of a threat. Got all Haki Master, bro. And if he has a devil fruit too, because it doesn't seem like Roger had a devil fruit. Bro, I can't even imagine. I don't throw around godly in One Piece and God like... Bro, he's built up Oda, meaning he has built up Lin Lin, built up Kaido, built up Shanks, built up Blackbeard, built up Newgate, built up Raj, built up the Dark King, built up Kong, Sakazuki, all these cats, and more, obviously. But if there's somebody above all of them, that's a scary proposition. You know, above Dragon, above Guard, above all them cats. Y'all tell me. Y'all discuss with me. Let me know what y'all think. Cause this right here, all the cooking in the pot, boy. He churning, man. He making some crack with this, bro. He taking that shit to the next level, bro. Someone we never. Cause here's the thing. Myself and Fire Angel myself and Chris figured emu before there was an emu. The one on top. But if there was some true person at the top of the power world, now I question whether for years if Roger's still alive or not. You know, but let's say he's dead. Doesn't matter because we got somebody greater than Roger. Now I say Luffy doesn't inherently have to surpass Roger. Luffy doesn't to become Power King. Luffy doesn't inherently have to be the most powerful. But maybe Luffy will have to be the most powerful to take someone like that down. And I knew there were other legends out there, but I didn't know there would be a legend like this. And how the hell does someone so legendary stay under the radar? But then again, Rayleigh and many others are just chilling in the cut, like they Thanos after he did the snap of the Infinity Gauntlet. Unexpected one to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts about this, because this the more I was going through this in this video, the more hyped I got. Older boy, older man. I don't know though. I ain't trying to overhype or oversell. Like I literally just laid off. But all the indications show that this lurking legend may be the greatest. I know Oda talked about the greatest threat. He might not be, there might not be no hot air. This might not be hyperbolic. This might be the most powerful character in the entire One Piece world. And he's just a complete mystery and an enigma, a complete shadow. All right, y'all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Peace.